Hope everyone had a good November. I have a lot of favorites, so I'm just gonna get started. But before I do, I just want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. I've been using HelloFresh for a little bit over a year now, and I love it because I'm not very experimental with my food. I love cooking for people, but generally I always stick with a set list of groceries or ingredients, so I don't really deviate from that list. And HelloFresh helps me kind of experiment with different ingredients, different seasonal items, which makes me a bit more confident in the kitchen. The recipe that I was the most excited about this month that I made were the cheeseburgers, because there was a cheddar, what do you call it, a crisp, I guess? And I've never made one of those before, and I've had them in restaurants, obviously, and they just look so cool to make, and it was actually really simple. So I'm definitely gonna do that again. I wanna try it with Parmesan next time. If you're unfamiliar with HelloFresh, it's basically a food subscription service where they send you boxes with meals, and you can choose from classic, veggie, family even, depending on whatever your needs are. You can switch up as often as you like. Lots of the recipes are one pot recipes, which I really like because I don't really like cleaning up. Obviously, I don't think anyone does. So easy cleanup, and they send you pre-measured ingredients. You get exactly what you need and you don't end up wasting any ingredients. And HelloFresh is now $6.99 per serving, so you can get the most out of your money. You can get 6 free meals. That's 2 free meals for the first 3 boxes when you go to HelloFresh.com and use my code, which is Christine60, and that's $60 off. I'll leave all the information in the down bar if you guys are interested as well. I'm gonna start off this month with a record favorite. If you guys have been following me for a while, maybe more so on my Instagram, you know that I love David Axelrod. I love instrumentals. I love music in general, and I found out about him through listening to a lot of hip-hop samples and breaks. And anyway, so David Axelrod came up, and I've been listening to a lot of his music for the past couple of years. And then a related artist came up, which is the Electric Prunes. I don't know, just recently I've been listening to this a lot, and I did a little bit of research on this band, and they're actually kind of like a rock band, like a psychedelic rock band from the 60s. But I've been listening to this album from them a lot. It's the release of An Oath. And I found out about this album through the song called Holy Are You, which is, I mean, if you take it out of context, it's a very religious album. Yeah, usually music about like religion or faith or God kind of scares me a little bit, because I grew up in a really hardcore Catholic family, and I listened to a lot of religious music growing up. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm not a very religious person now. But I find myself listening to a lot of Christian related music, or just music about faith. And yeah, when this album came up, I remember listening to the lyrics and just being like, this music's amazing, but the lyrics kind of scare me a little bit. But I kept listening, and I've been listening to this album a ton, and I did a bit more research on this album. When I first heard it, I thought it was David Axelrod, but I found out it was the Electric Prunes. But it was actually composed and arranged by David Axelrod, and I guess the band Electric Prunes had very little to do with this album in general. Holy Are You was the first song that I heard from this album, and I loved it. General Confessional is also a really good song, and there's another song called The Adoration that's beautiful. And religion aside, I think this album was just done very well. I wouldn't go as far as to say that if you like hip-hop samples or breakbeats that you would like this album, but if you like Budo's band or the Manhattan Street Band or Bad Bad Not Good, for instance, if you like instrumental bands in general, then you might like David Axelrod. And if you like him, then I think you would like Electric Prunes, or this album at least. I'll put a couple songs in the description box. It's a little bit strange, but I really enjoyed it, and I've been listening to it a ton, especially recently because it's around Christmas time. Speaking of strange, the weirdest thing happened to me today. I was supposed to wake up early and go on a run, but I ended up sleeping in until like 11, and I went to get a coffee really late. I was driving to meet up with Maddie, but I was gonna be a little bit early, so then I decided to stop by my friend's shop called Shop Nona in Highland Park. And on my way there, I was just like, man, I really want to listen to this song right now. And it's just a really strange song. I'll put it in the description box because you guys have to listen to it. It's not a song that you would normally pull up. The artist is called White Noise, and the song is called Love Without Sound. And I haven't heard it in a while, but for some reason I really wanted to listen to it at that moment, right? So I put it on, and then I pulled up to my friend's shop, and the song was still playing and everything. So I stopped by my friend's shop, right? And I fed my meter, and I walk in, and she's playing the exact same song. And I remember looking up and just being like, what? Like totally confused. And I looked down at my phone because sometimes the Bluetooth will sync up and I'll keep playing it from my phone, but my phone wasn't playing it. And I'm like, wait a minute, are you playing this music right now? And she's blasting it just as I was in my car. And she's like, yeah, it's on my Discover Weekly. I'm like, oh my God. So I opened up my phone and I showed her. I'm like, dude, this is what I was just listening to in the car. It's such a random song. And she's like, man, that's so strange because it's not like a common song like a Beatles song or something like that, you know? It was just such a bizarre freak music coincidence, right? Yeah, so that happened. That was like so bizarre. And then I left to go meet up with Maddie at Amara Kitchen, and I walk in and I see my friend Natasha, who just moved back from, I think she was in Montreal for a while. Yes, I was talking to her for a while, and then she turned over and she had this little like hair clip in, and I'm like, oh my God, I was just looking at that hair clip like I wanted to buy it. And then she's like, oh yeah, I got this at Shop Nona, which is the store that I was just at where the music situation, you know? So such a weird like loop, right? Anyway, I'm sorry that I got carried away with my storytelling, but let's move on to a YouTube favorite. So I've been watching Above the Waves, which is Jen Rogers' YouTube channel, her second channel. So Jen Rogers is a YouTuber that I've been watching for ages, and she and her husband have a channel, and they just kind of like document their lives, and she makes a lot of like makeup videos. She does this thing called morning chats that I really like watching. Her voice is very calming. Anyway, she and her husband moved to Hawaii over the summer, and for the past 30 days, I think today might be their last day or maybe tomorrow. It's just basically like the Truman Show, and I look forward to watching the videos every day. Yeah, you kind of see her going through her challenges, going through her mind, going through her thought process. She and her husband are such an amazing team, and I love watching them because they're like a unit, you know? They're like in unison. They're so different in personality and everything, but they work so well together. I don't know, I just love watching them interact and their conversations together, and I love how they support each other and everything too. Yeah, I love that they've been doing the 30-day challenge, and it makes me feel like I'm a bit closer to them as well. Oh, speaking of the 30-day challenge, Maddie also has been doing the 30-day challenge, and she's been killing it. If you aren't already watching it, you should. I'll leave a link in the description box as well. I think her videos are amazing. Her style of editing is just phenomenal. And believe me, I know how hard it is to document something for 30 days. So go and show them some support, Maddie and Jen. I got a new pair of glasses from Garrett Light. This is called the Pure, and it's in the nude color with like rose lenses. I've been really into colored lenses lately because it just makes me happier. So I've been really loving these glasses. I love the shape of them too. I think they're so cool. So I've been wearing these every day, and I have a lot of sunglasses too, but I've been reaching for these a ton, and they're super comfy. They're lightweight. If you have a pair of glasses that you love and you kind of want a little bit of a change, try like just getting lenses cut for them. Getting like a pink or yellow or green, blue. I think it's such a nice little upgrade or a nice little change. So it's been ridiculously dry lately, or I've been really ridiculously dry lately, and I always wake up kind of itchy and dry and gross. I was over at my sister's house, and I asked her if she had any body lotion, and she's like, oh yeah, I have like a really thick one, and this is from L'Occitane, I think that's how you say it. This is the cream, ultra rich body cream. It's got 25% shea butter. This is a really funny story. So my sister Anne, another sister, she had an ex-boyfriend who was like, you have really dry skin. So he bought her this tub, and immediately afterwards they broke up for some reason, and she didn't like this anymore, or she didn't want it anymore because she didn't want to be reminded of him. So she gave it to my sister Linda, and Linda was using it for a little bit apparently, but she didn't like the scent of it because she said it was too strong. So when I asked her a few weeks ago if she had any body lotion, she's like, yeah, I have this one. It's like a really moisturizing one, but the scent is too strong for me, so if you want it, you can have it. And I've been using it every single day. I absolutely love it. It's so thick and it's so moisturizing. I put it on that night and slept with the heater on and everything, and then the next morning, usually if I sleep with the heater on, I'm like so dry and like kind of ashy and stuff, right? I woke up and my skin was like nice and moisturized. I still had a sheen from it and everything. So this works wonders. I really can't imagine living without this stuff. It's seriously a holy grail item now for me. A pair of boots that I'm wearing a ton are these right here. This is the Larazzo from Lock. They're a little bit dirty right now. I need to wipe them down, but they're super easy to clean. I didn't think that I would like patent leather so much, but I love these because it's like a muted color. It's a muted green color. I wear them to bars a lot or whenever I'm DJing because I often spill drinks on myself, and these just wipe right off. And I swear, Lock makes the best patent leather goods. I seriously put these boots through hell. Like, I've walked so much in them, I've danced so much in them, I've spilled so many drinks on them, and they still look really good to me. I guess that's about it. Those are my favorites for the month of November. But before I go, I want to do a giveaway. So I know a couple months ago I talked about how I was taking ceramics. I finally got behind the wheel again because I started ceramics at the beginning of this year and I did the wheel, like throwing on the wheel. I got really nervous about it, so I started hand building for a while, and then I finally got back behind the wheel this past week or yesterday, so I'm really excited about that. I want to give away this pretzel. I made this pretzel. It's with marble clay, or it's 2 types of clay marbled together. I mean, I think this would be a good incense holder because you can just go like that, and then yeah, it'll just rest your incense like that, right? Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description box with an Instagram photo, and go ahead and comment with your favorite emoji just once, and in 3 days I'll pick a winner. And if you don't win this time, I'm gonna make a ton of other things, so I'll be hosting more giveaways with my ceramic goods. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for the constant support, and thank you for sticking till the end, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!